Alright, so we have an 02 Volkswagen Jetta. It has a bad clock spring. The symptoms of the clock spring failure would be the horn doesn't work, or the steering wheel controls don't work, so you can't set your cruise, you can't change your radio stations. Those are common symptoms. All of those, all of the above is what's happening in this case. Get that loosening. The ground is off. And there we go, the positive is off as well. Okay, so the first step to removing the steering wheel so we can get to the clock spring is we gotta pull the steering wheel toward us. So you loosen up your adjustment so you can get in there. And then key forward so you unlock the steering wheel. You want to get to the back side, there's going to be some holes. You won't be able to see it. I'll show you the holes afterward. And take a flathead screwdriver and you slide it into the hole from the back side. And this is a part that I'll just have to show you later because it's just not possible to get a good view of it. But there'll be a little clip in there. It's just a little tricky to get. Nope. There we go. Okay. So I got it loose on one side. Turn the wheel to the other side. There we go. Now the reason we pull the battery first thing is we don't want the airbag going off in our face. That would be really bad. So now the airbag is off, disconnected with this little yellow plug here. It goes on the back of the airbag. Now you can see the clock spring here. That's this yellow plug goes into it. It's on the back side of the steering wheel here. There's that black piece there with this plug on it. That's our clock spring.
Give me a shoulder.
Here, no. Yeah, you got one. So this plastic piece right here, you can see through this hole here, is the clock spring. Here's the new one. It'll go in there like this. And here's that same clip right there. This will be the part that goes to that hole. So now we got that disconnected from the clock spring. We got it disconnected from the airbag. Now we got to remove the steering wheel. So we got the airbag off. We want to change out our socket from the 10mm that we used on the battery to a 55 T55 Torx bit. And you want to loosen that up. It's helpful to turn the key back, get the key out so it locks the steering wheel. And sometimes you get it easy. I've already been into this one the other day to check to make sure it was the clock spring that was bad. And it was. So I didn't tighten it up too much. There's the bolt that holds your steering wheel on. And now I licked it right off. So here's the two holes. Got one here, one here. This is where that flathead screwdriver goes in to release the airbag. And then all we got to do is use the Phillips screwdriver and get the column covers off. You got 2 screws that go up, one here, 2 that go in right here, and then you got 1 underneath the steering wheel adjustment lever. Actually, come to think of it, since this clock spring is bad, we may be able to just unclasp it without having to take all this out. If that's the case, that will save us a lot of work. There we go. Because it just clips onto the steering column. There we go. And we got the wire. Well, look at that. I had to save us some time there. And the cover will lock there, out of the way, and remove that. Now that's the old one, it's off. We may not have saved ourselves a lot of work because we have to get this plug back on the new one. We may or may not be able to do it easily. Let's see. May save a lot of time. So let's try hooking that up. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So we're going to go ahead and take the steering column covers off. No shortcuts today. All right, Phillips screwdriver. And I got to go get a different Phillips. That one's just a little bit too fat for that hole there. Now, there we go. Come to think of it, we may not have to completely remove the steering column covers. Let's see here. That one's disconnected. Alright, screw out of there. Alright, that one doesn't work out. It's disconnected. Grab a magnet. Slap a magnet to the screwdriver. Pull that screw right out of there. And that one out of there. This is the old one. I'm going to toss it out so I don't get confused with the new one.
It's a pretty nifty idea. A magnet.
It works. It definitely works. Now this one, the gravity's on our side. Alright, so we got those screws completely out. Yeah, that's plenty of room to get that plug plugged in. Alright. So there's the yellow plug. We want to plug that into our clock spring. So go this way. Actually, looks like it's possibly the wrong size. No, that's right. Okay, almost done. Alright, I got it plugged in and locked in. We've got this little thing here, I guess it's just for shipment. Keep everything lined up right. Now we can go ahead and remove this here. And I'm not sure if that's all we gotta do there or not. But let's see here. Clips right into place. All right. Together. And that draws that back together on that side. And we have an ant joining in on the fun. All right. Last two screws to put this back together. We didn't have to get the Torx out, the Torx 20 out, which would have been used for the screw underneath the steering column adjustment lever, but that's okay. That's not going to work. I did not get that lined up properly on the back side there.
Yeah, it looks like it's up on the side.
Yeah. So we're going to make sure you get that lined up whenever you put it back together. There we go. The front and the back looking good, not just the front. Don't think mine lines up 100% anyway, but on the passenger side of it, on the right side of it. Make sure you get it in the right position so it actually catches. There we go. That one's in. And this one, feels like it might be in. Yep. All right. You want to make sure your wheels are straight whenever you put it back together. Well, what I'm going to do here, it looks like the steering wheel's straight, but I'm going to go ahead and start it up after I tighten her up, just to make sure I get everything all straightened out. Because you don't want to end the job with the steering wheel. It's all cockeyed. It's tight enough. Now, actually, just gotta put the 10mm socket on, connect the battery, straighten the wheels. Positive first, ground second. All right, now we can start her up. The wheels are almost perfectly straight.
I'm going to come around this way.
Actually, I think that might have been straight. Alright, so I'm gonna take a quick look at it like that. Yeah, now it's straight. Alright, so for me, my steering wheel is just a little bit cockeyed. Now the wheels are straight on the vehicle. Now I can remove this, show you how to get the steering wheel straight. A little tricky, but not too bad. Alright, the clock spring has this little piece here. I'll show you on the old one. It's got this little spring here. This little lever. You push that in, you can turn it. Otherwise, it wants to stop. This one, well, that's wanting to turn, then it wants to stop. Actually, I got enough play there. I can actually just set that back straight like that and put it on. In this case, I don't have to really do a whole lot. If you have to move yours a lot, you might be able to push that button in. I don't know if it's going to mess anything up. It shouldn't mess anything up, but if it does, or if it may, I'm not a mechanic. Someone else who is a mechanic, I'm sure will be more than happy to comment in the comments below the video and let you know this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He ain't a mechanic. You don't want to adjust that. I don't know, but the clock spring already has a little bit of play there, so I can get the wheel right where I need it to be. Now you want to torque it nice and tight so it doesn't move. All right. Now we plug this back into the clock spring. And push on this metal piece. Horn's working. Great sign. Steering wheel controls would not work before, but now I'm putting in my secret code to get into my stereo. Alright. Got some Fat Rat playing. Alright. I should be able to change things. Yep, it's working. Infinite power, infinite power. Alright, so that all works. And all I gotta do now is unhook the battery, hook the airbag back up, hook the battery back up, and we're good to go. 2 pins on it. There's 2 holes on this. It does not matter which way you go with it, but I do believe they have this indentation here for a reason. But it shouldn't matter because either way, as soon as it sends a signal, that's all that really matters. But go ahead and put it on there the way it lines up with this bump on the plug lines up with that indentation. Oh, it doesn't work that way. You gotta turn it about 90 degrees, so it doesn't matter. Like I thought, like I was saying. All right, so push it on. You're good. Everything's all good. Now I just gotta rehook the battery, and that's the full thing.